Good evening, Wastelanders, and welcome to Escape from Vault 666, Safe Fallout 2D20 Adventure with us, the Fistful of Neutrons crew. Hello, crew. How's it going, everybody?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
This is our very special, very first ever one-off. We wanted to do something extra special for all of our viewers to celebrate the spooky season and mark the anniversary of Bomb Drop Day. So we are filming this one-shot on everyone's favorite fictional apocalyptic hallmark, October 23rd. So
right.
a big thank you to all of you watching from your Fallout shelters in your homes and wherever you may be, who keep coming back week after week. And welcome to anyone new who might be joining us for this very first ever adventure. Here, I'm gonna get myself looking a little bit more like normal. There we are, everybody. Well, you might also notice that we have some pretty good looking crews here today. We decided to dress up a little bit in our spookiest fashion. This mask may return depending on how things go here tonight. Normally, this is a live stream, but doing this adventure was pre-taped was the best way that we could think to get it out in time for Halloween for you folks. So be sure to follow along with WGNR on YouTube so you don't miss our live shows every other Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. For those of you who have been following our regular campaign, this episode is going to take place outside the regular timeline, if you will. It features our same lovable band of wasteland heroes, but think of it more as like a prequel or a side quill, if you will. Suspend your disbelief, both viewers and players, about when in the Fistful of Neutrons timeline this takes place, but just get down with the spooky story we're trying to tell you today. And that goes for you players too. Whatever you may take or bring with you or out with you from this adventure won't have too much of an impact on what we do in our regular story. So just have fun with it, right?
We're in a treehouse of horrors scenario here. This is
there you go. Perfect.
I'm in a glass case of emotion. I don't know about y'all.
Well,
I think Johnny's afraid of ghosts.
If Johnny's afraid of ghosts, then this might be a little bit of a tricky one, and we're going to put those luck points to the test in this very spooky, horrifying adventure. Now, if, again, you do enjoy what we're doing here on WGNR, then consider heading over to our Patreon and our Streamlabs pages to get some spooky merchandise and throw us a bone if you'd like. We've got Raj repping his new hoodie there. Anything you can donate keeps us doing more stuff more often, and we get to do fun stupid shit like this where we put Justin in grease paint. So
also tell your mom.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, tell your mom.
Tell your mom.
I don't know how Brent Spiner did this for 10 years.
Wow.
I've been in this makeup for 5 minutes and I hate my life.
Yeah, we might have to dish out for an exfoliating cleanse for Justin after this one.
It's a very spoopy episode.
It's a very spoopy episode, and if you want to support us, then you know how to do that. Get yourself some spoopy merchandise or throw us a couple of caps. But
also, we're saying spoopy because there was a typo, and now it's just what the word is.
Well, we're all here to have fun, and we're going to have a great horrific time here tonight. But of course, a quick warning to viewers that the world of Fallout deals with some dark and or violent subject matter. We avoid going to any unnecessarily icky places or topics. However, this program does feature coarse language, violence, and some mature content, which may not be suitable for all viewers. And because it is a Halloween special, we're going to be delving into some darker than usual territory. So if you have any qualms with the occult, anyone who may find themselves in any sort of distress and or captivity, then this may not be the episode for you. We're all here to have fun, but like I said, things could get a little bit weirder than usual, so you have been warned, and that goes for you gentlemen here playing as well. But with that out of the way, let's go around the virtual horn and reintroduce our cast of crazy characters. We'll start off with our new Pirate of the Seven Seas, Johnny Bottlecap. Raj, tell us about yourself and about Johnny.
Hi, my name is Raj, and I play the character of Johnny Bottlecap. Johnny's familiar. Oh, excuse me. Johnny's familiar with being in a vault, seeing that's how he's born and raised. So I guess I guess he's eager to go check out another one. He's never been inside anyone else.
Oh,
Well, this is going to be an interesting one. This may not be like a slice of home like you think it might be for you here, Johnny. But thankfully, you'll have your buddy Yuri, played by Justin, with you to help along. Justin, tell us a little bit about yourself and about Yuri Andropov.
Yeah, hi, I'm Justin. I'm lifelong gamer and nerd, and I play the
Nerd.
character Yuri Andropov. I am a priest, ex-priest, caravaner, and somewhat of a mercenary these days, accompanying Johnny and the rifleman around.
Well, as you mentioned the rifleman, let's move on down the low road from our greased priest over to Grant and the rifleman as played by Grant. Tell us a little bit about yourself there, rifleman.
Yeah, absolutely. Duke and I have been wandering the wasteland for a long time, but it was the greased priest and Mr. Luck over there got us on the straight and narrow path. I'm actually Grant's twin brother, Grant, because Grant is off fighting the scariest thing in the world, his credit card statement.
Zing! Well, Grant, maybe this side quest that you're about to engage on will give you all the... Maybe this side quest will get you all the caps you need to pay down your wasteland debts. Because we move now from our introductions and from the virtual world to a world of the imagination. To the Colorado territories, a nuclear and irradiated blasted piece of home that you three currently reside in. For the last 200 years or so, things have gone up and down in the territories, and there's been lots of adventure to be had. And one of the spots some of the bravest adventurers around had ever dreamed about breaking into was Vault 666. Now, this is one of the few pre-war bomb shelters in the Colorado territories, never have to been opened since the world ended on October 23rd, 2077. And since then, its legend has spread far and wide. Many have traveled to its remote location, nestled in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains with dreams of fortune and glory. But no amount of lockpicks or dynamite or sheer force of will have ever been able to crack the seal of this vault. Over the years, wayward souls down on their luck after being drawn into Vault 666's siren song, say that 5 times fast.
Ooh.
Well, all of these adventurers, they banded together and formed a settlement near the vault in the ruins of a pre-war town known as Innsmouth. Now, this secluded settlement, far and away off the Boulder Loop. Well, few outsiders venture to Innsmouth these days, and Vault 666 has faded into a bit of an urban legend, told around campfires by caravanners looking to scare their youngsters. At least, that was the case, up until a few days ago when Johnny, you picked up a distress call on that trusty little Pip-Boy of yours. It crackled to life, and this garbled transmission seemed to be coming from a man named Durwald Blackhall. He's pleading desperately for help. Seems about a month ago, the door of Vault 666 mysteriously opened, and that's when people started disappearing. And so you all set off to investigate this distress call following Durwald's beacon. And after several days of hard travel, you finally arrive at Innsmouth. This is a literal and figurative ghost town. Once upon a time, before the bombs fell, tourists would come here to visit a slice of the Old West. All the buildings, they're old even by pre-war standards. They look and feel just like an Old West boom town that you might have read about in books or holotapes. There are dirt roads and plank sidewalks and hitching posts for horses that no one's ever ridden. A few buildings which make up this town lay in a deep valley. At the bottom is the town, and at the top sits Vault 666, overlooking from its perch. It's evening, And you can all hear the faint pitter-patter of rain, and a crack of thunder outside as you sit in the parlor of Blackhall Manor. Durwald throws another log on the building fire in the hearth, and before turning back to you three, he's pacing nervously around the room. Oh, yes, of course. Where was I? Oh yes. Rodella, please. I beg of you. You must find my daughters. They took my poor girl and headed off to that wretched place, and I fear the worst. What do you do?
Who took your daughter, sir?
No. Well, they showed up a few days after the vault. It opened. I mean, we started to notice more strangers in town, one by one, but, well, they made home in the church near the edge of town. I should have known something was wrong when the Dunwich boy went missing, and Carter's, and then the Dudleys. Please, I hope you don't think me a fool.
No, sir. It was... Sorry, your name again.
Right, sorry, I'm so excitable these days. It's been a while since I've seen anyone new. Durwald, please. Durwald Blackhall. I'm the lord of this manor, and, well, one of the few oldest families in the area.
Well, Mr. Blackhall, how can you be certain it is these new arrivals that have taken your daughter?
You see, they're fairly hard to miss, these ones. Started off with 8 or 9 of them, and, well, as time went by over the weeks, some of them left town and whittled down to 3, but you could always see them with their large cloaks. It was so strange, almost like they were walking around in their pajamas.
Did they not have vault suits on when the vault opened? Did anyone come out?
Oh, I can't say I ever noticed anyone come out. It was just closed one day and then open the next. I'd only seen them once or twice around the livery, but I didn't notice any suits. They like I said, they wore robes, almost like smoking jackets. Quite odd.
Yeah, you're just gonna cock an eyebrow at Rifleman, at Grant, and just say, "It seems very odd. I have never heard of anyone emerging from a vault wearing anything but the vault suit." Johnny?
Yeah, that seems pretty strange to me.
And how long has your daughter been missing, sir?
Oh, about 4 days now. It was maybe a week or two after the vault really opened, and like I said, there seemed to be a growing number of people missing from the town. It's pretty small. It was hard not to notice. We had all kinds of newcomers and lured by the vault, and, well, then us regular folks seemed to be dwindling off. And the other night it was raining again. It's raining so much lately. But I heard the thunder, much like tonight. And when I rose, I heard something outside. When I looked out, I saw them carrying her up the hill. By the time I chased after them, they were gone, and, well, I dared not venture in myself. That place, it's been nothing but trouble since it opened.
Mr. Blackhall, is anything going missing besides people? Are they taking goods too? Pets? Animals?
Well, now that you mention it, I did remember old Willie down by the livery mentioning that some of his supplies had been going missing, or he was able to account for a lot of his, the bits and bobs that he sells, and the apple pies and whatnot, all the pre-war rubbish, you know. Some of it seemed to be disappearing over the last couple of days, but I can't say there's really been many animals in town to speak of. We have a Brahmin out back, but she seems to be fine.
Have you seen any tracks? You say this has been happening in the rain. Are they leaving
Well,
tracks?
Other than, like I say, I saw them going up the hill, but I haven't noticed much else. They spent more time in the church than anywhere else, and which is odd. There hasn't been anyone in there for some time. And other than that, they would go into the vault periodically, but they mostly kept to themselves. Like I say, it's damned odd. All the others who came in looking, they either went straight to the livery saloon or up to the vault itself. Types like yourselves, I would say roguish ones.
Yes. Grant, Yuri, or I'm Yuri. Grant and Johnny. I do believe I would like to investigate this church. I'm curious to see what its parishioners are up to.
Yeah, that would be my thought too. What do you think, Johnny?
Maybe we can find out what's going on up at that vault and get some clues. So I'm down to go investigate the church.
Absolutely. Yuri's going to go to walk out the door, and you've never seen Yuri smoke before, but then he turns back and he's got a smoke in his hand, and he says, "Just one more thing, Mr. Blackhall. You said you saw the people carrying your daughter to the church, or to the vault, I should say."
That's correct. About four nights back now, I'd say.
Just one more thing. You were able to see all of this even though it was raining heavily that night.
Just then, the thunder cracks outside. Ah, yes, but as you can see, it's the night has looked a lot like day lately. These storms they've been non-stop ever since that vault opened. Another one. They're very well timed. Anytime you
Very
think you should hear
incredibly
lightning in
well
this game,
timed.
it happens. Yeah.
Really punctuates his story. And you didn't pursue them?
Well, I did. I tried, but they had already gotten up to the vault by the time I'd gotten out. I didn't dare go in myself. That's when I called for one such as yourselves. I'm not a man of action, but I am a man of means. Please, if you're able to bring my Rodella back from wherever she's gone, then here, the riches of Blackhall manor are yours. This is just but a sample of what I can offer you. And he pulls out 3 gold coins and offers them to each of you.
Ooh, gold coins.
As you get handed these gold coins, you feel something overtake you that none of you have ever quite felt before. I'm going to need all 3 of you to roll 2d6s. We're going to be introducing a new mechanic. This is going to be your spooky or spoopy stat, which may come in handy during the course of this game. So how about everybody just roll me 2d6.
All right.
Okay.
That's keep track of what you
4
rolled.
and a 2.
Okay,
I got a
so
4
that
and a
is
2.
6.
I got a 2 and a 6, so 8 for me.
Oh,
Okay.
I got a 1 and a 2, so 3.
Okay, there you go. So write those numbers down. That combined number is your spoopy score. So this will be used similar to like an agility skill or computers, anything like that. It is a skill that will come in handy as you encounter some various creepy and crawly things throughout this campaign, or this one shot. And also, I want you to think of it as a bit of a tool that you can use as well. As you get handed these magic coins, you feel that something isn't quite right in this town. You feel a sort of a power, if you will, that you've never felt before. There's sort of a sixth sense, a third eye, if you will, that seems to have been awoken within all 3 of you since arriving in Innsmouth, and holding this coin at the moment, it feels even more so. So if it makes sense that you think that maybe using your spoopy skill may come in handy in a situation, I want you to get creative with it. Think of it as your chi, your force, your fucking whatever
My Zen?
the Fremen have in Dune. It's your X factor. It's the voodoo. It's the goodness. Get creative with it.
does?
Yuri's going to point to the cloaks and coats by the door and just say, "Is any one of these rebellas?"
Aye. He slowly walks over and hands like a straight up like Little Red Riding Hood, but it's black because it's spooky. And he hands you the little black riding cloak.
Yeah, I'm going to take the last drag of my cigarette and butt it out in an ashtray and say, perhaps Grant, perhaps Duke could do something with this, and hand it over to Grant.
As you hand it to Grant, you notice that Grant has turned around and has a 1.5 foot long Gandalf pipe that you've never seen him use before. So
We're
he's
all
sitting
very
here
serious.
holding his 1.5 foot long Gandalf pipe. Thank you for this. I shall give this to Duke, and Duke will wear this riding cape.
Grant, to track the girl, the smell of the cloak. Grant, I really need you to follow me on this one, man.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, off to the church then. I was doing a Columbo thing with the cigarette.
I knew you were Columbo.
It was the Columbo thing.
Yeah, you Columboed twice. You one more thinged twice. I just want to let that be.
I was Naked Gun 33 and a thirding your cigarette with my Gandalf pipe.
For all of you under 30, you'll get there. Duke bolts out the door, and with this new feeling of zhuzh inside all of you, you step into the reigning streets of Innsmouth. What do you do? Duke seems to be pointing towards the vault proper, getting the sniff of this this little black riding cape.
Yeah, just hold on there. Hold on, bud. I know we're headed there first, or eventually, but is there anything closer?
And I sort of encourage Duke to sniff around closer to where we are, as opposed to the vault.
Sure. Well, as you will see, and as our friends will also be able to see momentarily, is our tabletop simulator map here, which is the map you basically see. The house to your right is that of Blackhall Manor. You've got the saloon / livery on the left there. You have the church in the back corner there. The third building is one of the few other little homesteads in town, because there's not much else really in this town other than the livery, the general store / saloon, the church, and a few other homesteads aside from Blackhall Manor. The lightning flashes and the thunder rolls again as you find yourselves in the streets of this very, very sleepy yet very off-putting town. What do you do?
Yeah, I think Yuri's going to sort of slowly make his way over to the church. I definitely want to. That's my jam. I definitely want to investigate the church and see if either of you boys would like to head over to the livery or anywhere else. We can meet back here, or you can accompany me to the church if you like.
Yeah, I gesture that I'll follow you to the church.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll follow you to the church, Mr. Yuri.
Never
let
split
us
the
get you
party,
to the
the
church
golden
on time.
rule. Yeah, there you go. Church on time. Yuri's a ghoul. Church on time. You three make your ways towards the church. And as you approach, you get a sudden sinking feeling. It feels almost as you're moving towards it that your feet get heavier, and you don't get tired, but it's physically more difficult for you to move towards this building. Why don't y'all give me an endurance plus spoopy roll, difficulty deuce.
Oof. An endurance plus spoop roll. All right, that's not
Give
bad.
me your Give me your target numbers, please. Thank you.
Fuck yes!
Hey, we're playing a game.
Hey,
we're playing a
I rolled the
game.
math rocks
Hey.
in my phones. I have a crit success and an 8. My target is 14. So 2
Okay.
successes, and one of them's a
2
crit.
successes. You have generated 1 action point for your pool.
Can we call them spoopy
As a
points
team?
for today?
You have generated 1 spoopy point to the spoopy pool.
That's
So
going to get
spoop.
confusing as we also have a spoop. You know what? Whatever. Let's go with it. We'll do it.
Well, there's the spoopy
yeah.
number, and then there's the spoopy points.
Got
And
it.
don't drink any water in
my-
the spoopy pool.
My target
not.
number was an 11, and I got a 7 and a 5, so I also succeeded twice.
Dang.
Okay, so there you go. So you're gonna just make it then as well. Raj, how did your spoopiness go?
Johnny's not feeling very spoopy today. So Johnny's target number was a 7, and
Okay.
he rolled a 9 and a 19. So he double failed.
Ooh. You double failed
Pretty bad.
and got a complication in there.
Complicated.
as-
Ooh, lucky boy
as
lucks
well.
out.
So guys, it's gonna get complicated. The two of you, Yuri, you for a moment feel some trepidation, but you're able to, give yourself a bit of a reprieve, and
I think what happens is my hand goes into my habit and wraps around my crucifix. Like when I feel like this very odd spiritual sensation, my hand almost
it's malevolent.
instinctively
indeed.
goes to my crucifix underneath my habit.
Yeah, you put your hands around this, and you're able to, you feel like this foot, which is just caked in cement, takes finally a step forward, and you're able to move on back to your regular pace. Grant, you see your two sort of compatriots having a hard time sort of slowing down, but you, for some reason, you don't seem affected by whatever's going on here. Maybe it's sheer force of will. Maybe they're tapped into something you're not. Maybe there's a reason that trying to look after, trying to solve this mystery of this missing girl is driving you forward. But whatever it is, you're able to push through this what feels like a physical wall as you approach, make your way through the small graveyard, up the steps to the church. But Johnny, you are frozen in your tracks as suddenly you feel both a sensation of just pure helplessness and paralysis. At the same time, you feel this pain. It's everywhere and it's nowhere all at once, and then suddenly you feel physically ill as you just have a quick little sick up, and you're gonna take 2 spoopy damage.
Psychic damage, 2 psychic damage.
You've taken some psychic damage, but after this sort of what feels like a punch to the gut, an ethereal punch to the gut, you are able to get yourself moving. And as the 3 of you make your way to the threshold of the church, open the door and see that it appears, for the most part, like any church that you may have seen in a blasted out ruins of a town. But you're all taken aback suddenly by seeing the walls are covered in a bizarre writing unlike which you've ever seen, and it appears to be written in what looks to be blood. There's only one room in this church, and it's the sanctuary. There are a number of candles scattered about, and they're all lit, and they're giving off this bizarre shade of purple. At the far end of the sanctuary is the pulpit, with about a dozen of these purple glowing candles all around it, and the pews have been pushed together in what look like makeshift beds.
Yuri, I hope you don't take this personally, but this is the first time I've ever wanted to burn down one of your buildings.
Yuri's going to take a very, very serious look around at the writings on the wall and the candles, and turn back to Grant and say, "This is no longer a house of God. Something here is Very amiss. Do I see anybody in the church?
You don't see anybody, but as you sort of take in this macabre scene all around,
Yeah.
you sort of, as you sort of parse these words or try to parse these words together, they don't make a lot of sense.
Can I do like a medicine check on this and see if it actually is like human blood?
Sure, yeah, you can walk up to this bizarre string of consonants and vowels, and you sort of get closer and inspect it, and short of doing one of
Licking
these,
it, yeah.
Yeah, it appears to be human blood, and as you get closer, you see what looked like a sort of crumpled up, what looked to be maybe like a blanket or a shawl or perhaps a cloak, is in fact a body.
Okay. I'm going to, yeah, I guess with the butt of my pistol, or no, with the muzzle of my pistol, I don't want to touch this thing with my hands. Yuri's a bit rattled right now. I'm going to try to roll it over without using my hands. Actually, you know what? I'll just use my foot. That's fine. I've got boots on.
Sure.
Grant will help.
You roll this body over, and it appears to be a young man, probably in his mid-20s, wearing a black hood and a gas mask. His black cloak covers his entire body, and he has in his right hand, clutched what was underneath his body, a large dagger, which looks to be ornate and bizarre and bejeweled, and something that none of you have ever seen before.
Yeah. Grant, perhaps you can make heads or tails of this weapon. You know more about armament than I would. And at that, you see kind of Yuri distractedly, his eyes move back to the walls, and his eyes move over the writings to try to get a better sense of what they are saying. Johnny, could you do me a favor and shed some light on this situation for me?
Yeah, you betcha. And Johnny kind of just lights up his Pip-Boy and puts it on maximum brightness.
The room lights up, and it was really hard to make out with the streaks and this weird sort of scribbled font on the walls, but the light from the Pip-Boy illuminates it more. And you see, well, you don't know what you see because it's not in any language that you know, Yuri, and you're familiar with Slavic languages, Latin languages, and beyond. But this is definitely in the beyond category, as this bizarre string of consonants reads out. And you hear this in your head, and roll endurance plus spoopy.
I'm going to roll endurance plus spoopy. Okay, my target number is not going to be great. It's 11, so that's 2d20 you want?
2d20. Difficulty.
Oh! That is a crit success and an 11, so that's 2 successes.
Oh, snap. So yeah, you're going to generate 2 action points. You guys have almost a full action pool at this point.
So as I hear this in my head,
please tell me this. How do you want to do this? You critted it.
Yeah, my hand's going to shoot back to my crucifix around my neck, and I'm actually going to say aloud, like, "You will find no purchase in this mind, demon."
Dope. The walls of this room shake as you say that. Physically, the pews start to begin to move, and all of the candles in the room, save those around the pulpit, go black.
Hey, overseer.
Yes.
Like black, they go out, or black like the flame is black.
they go out. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, Yuri's. The other characters don't know this yet, but Overseer, Yuri's kind of fucking scared, super freaked out by this right now.
Yes.
And I'm going to say, Johnny, make sure that light doesn't go out. And I'm going to slowly approach the pulpit, the altar. I need to see what they have been doing here.
And the Pip-Boy flickers.
You
Mr.
approach,
Yuri.
you approach the pulpit with this light guiding you. You see more of these cloaks, and then you tell that there are more of these bodies. And as you get to the pulpit, you see that affixed on top of it are 2 more of these daggers, identical to the one that you saw on the body of the young gentleman. They are crisscrossed upon each other, laying perfectly where they were. There appears to be a void space. It appears that there was something hot directly in the middle of this pulpit and altar, because the wood grain of it is seared black and with these black sort of streaks all around it in a perfect rectangle. And there appears to be the indent of what looks, and you've seen enough holy tomes in your day, Yuri, to know that there was once a book here, which now there is not.
Holy tome.
Holy
Grant.
tome, Batman.
Grant, Johnny, I believe we should probably make haste from this building. There is something very wrong here. Grant, do you have that dagger that we found?
Grant pats his backpack, and I
Yeah.
just nod at you.
Yeah, I'm going to take the other 2 daggers and put them in my messenger bag. Sort of, I'm carrying like a leather satchel around. I'm gonna dump them into my my messenger bag and say, I believe that we should probably leave, investigate the vault, but something very dark and sinister has been happening in this.
You don't gotta tell me twice. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I don't suppose we should see if there's a cellar here. Try to investigate the cellar.
Yeah, if you want to do a little search, why don't I get you to do a perception plus survival check? Difficulty, we'll just say it's a difficulty 2. Depending on how well you do, we'll see how well you do.
And sorry, who's rolling?
If you initiated it, I'll have you do it.
I would like to spend a spoopy point to get another d20.
Sure. Yeah. Action point spent. Spoopy point spent.
Spoopy boy.
Spoopy points.
Can we call them spoopy snacks?
Spoopy
Spoopy
snacks.
snacks.
That's
Okay.
quite
Snack
good.
spent. Yeah.
1 success and 1 almost success.
Okay. Yeah. You take a look around. You do find that there is in the back a small staircase up to a bell tower, and in that same sort of little alcove with the spiral that leads up, there is a small wooden trap door. What would you like to do?
I'll point this out and open it slowly.
You open this up, and picture, if you will, from the inside, it's black with just a small outline of the light. And as it opens, the 3 of your faces sort of peeking out through, with Johnny's Pip-Boy. And as you look down this set of stairs, you see another 4 of these cloaked bodies. and you see them sort of in a schlump in the bottom of the stairwell, and some of their cloaks have been sort of strewn about and torn about, and you see that there's some large bloody stab wounds on them, and through the parts of the cloak that are ripped and torn. Johnny, give me just a flat perception plus spoopy.
Amazingly, that is also a target number of 7.
Aha! It's a difficulty 1.
Here we go. He fails. 11 and 17.
Sure.
These dice are going in jail.
Dice shame. Shame those dice.
Bad dice.
Jail.
Bad dice.
You look at these sort of patchworks, and you are sort of shocked and stunned again, where you're going to take 1 more spoopy damage, as you notice that through these patchwork holes are in fact vault suits.
I knew it. Yeah, Yuri's gonna kneel down next to one of the bodies, and I want to do a check to see if these stab wounds are self-inflicted. Yuri has a suspicion.
Okay. Yeah, you could. I'll let you give that a shot. It'd be pretty difficult, I guess, to tell like really like how that would go, but like, yeah, I guess it would be a difficulty 2 test, intelligence plus medicine.
Intelligence plus medicine. Well, luckily Yuri is good at all of that.
So, and you've got lots of spoopy points. Don't forget.
I'm gonna leave those actually, and my target number would be 11. And since I'm wearing my lab coat, my trusty lab coat, I get to re-roll any int rolls once.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, give that a go.
Okay, so I got 1 success. That's a 13 and a 5. But I'm going to re-roll this intelligence check. I think that's how that works. I can do that, right?
Wait, so you got 2 successes?
I got 1 success, but I also have a lab coat, which allows me to re-roll.
Okay. So yeah, re-roll the 13 then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and that's a 9, so I do get both successes on that.
Okay. Two successes. Yeah, it appears that these were in fact, just with the proximity that they are, and like it's 2 weird spots. Like no, like to stab yourself, is you probably wouldn't stab yourself in the heart, and then subsequently remove
Tell that to
your own
Elliot
heart.
Smith.
Sure. These are in fact what look to be ritual and non-self-inflicted wounds.
Do these bodies?
So there's nothing else of note on them.
Does it look like they were killed here, or the bodies dragged here?
It would probably appear that they were killed in the sanctuary and then stashed down below.
We should check more of this down below area.
It's surprisingly devoid. It doesn't take you long, and I won't make you roll for it, but it's quite empty. It would appear that before whoever these individuals who are currently living here lived here, there was no one currently living inside the church. It's a dirt floor with not much to report in the way of crates or boxes or anything like that.
Okay. Secret doors. I think I'll check the
No
walls. Just
secret
briefly.
doors.
I'm concerned about tunnels. I actually am concerned about tunnels, and I'll vocalize this to my party.
It might be a good idea to see if there's any way to get between here and the vault, not on the surface. This might be a dead lead, but I'm going to see if I can find tunnels.
You're welcome to search. You go first, and I will follow you. You can see that Yuri's kind of rattled. And also another odd thing that you have literally never seen before. Yuri is now actively wearing his crucifix on the outside of his habit. Normally, he's not very forward about his religion, you know, outwardly like that, showy about it. But now that crucifix is on the outside of his robe.
Okay. I suddenly
Interesting.
wish I had a crucifix. Can I do so perception maybe plus survival to see if I can find any hidden passageways?
Sure, yeah. I imagine it would be perception. Yeah, survival seems to be the sort of the. I mean, it's the catch-all, right? It's
Yeah.
yeah. It would be
Alright.
quite difficult to find anything. I mean, it is dark. We'll say it's a difficulty 3 test.
All right. Well, I fumbled and with one roll and didn't succeed with another, so I straight up didn't find a thing.
No, yeah. You look around and you know, it appears that, you know, at one point in time there were some you know, some bits and bobs as far as, you know, pre-war things that were once here, but you do find in one corner a number of like empty packages of you know, Instamash and sugar bombs and a bunch of pre-war sort of snack goods, which you've known survivors to live off of for some amount of time. It looks like there's a quite a large amount of refuse from people living and eating. That appears to have been discarded and thrown away down here.
I shake
Other
my
than that,
head.
nothing of note.
Okay.
Grant, if you wouldn't mind, I would very much like to get out of this building.
All right. I'll move my feet here and I'll follow Yuri up and out. This place is creeping me out too.
Out you go.
And as soon as we exit the building, I go to like look for something. Hell, maybe we'll do that. I run over to Enola May and just take out a length of chain that we got from the super mutants, and chain the front of the church doors.
Nice.
And sort of scrawl on the front with you know, whatever I can scratch into it, just like do not enter, just no enter.
I like it. You run over to Enola, your trusty Brahmin sidekick who has all kinds of scrap and manner of things on her. And yeah, sure, you lock and chain this place up. And not habitable for human occupancy, definitely. And as you do, and as you sort of take your footsteps away from the door, and head out down through this small graveyard, you're not sure, but you think you quickly hear something try to push from the inside.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like it.
You all start making your way through to the center of town. Duke, as you get closer to the shoot off, which goes up towards the hill, it's this sort of very beaten path, but it's still somewhat overgrown with small sort of mangroves and gross, nasty looking, you know, raggedy trees. It is fall after all, and almost near the spooky day in both our world and the Fallout world. He sort of seems to be nudging you towards the top of the hill, and you do see that the only other building in town that isn't Blackhall Manor is the livery saloon, and there is one light on in there. What do you want to do?
I think we should probably check that saloon out.
Let's go take a look.
If for no other reason than Grant needs a drink. That church gave Grant the biggest heebie-jeebies he's had in recent memory.
Yeah.
Even after Granby.
Even after Granby. You both notice that Yuri is withdrawn. He's drawn inside himself and has become very quiet. And obviously is thinking and running through things in his mind.
You make your way up to the door, and as you enter the saloon, you see that the sort of the one room of this small building, it is lit up, and It is quiet. There's no music playing, but there is one very disheveled looking man, like what you would imagine in any other small way station you've come across would look like the town drunk. He's got one eye looking off to the left and one looking straight at the three of y'all as you walk through the door, and he's got this big bushy mange of hair and this long grizzly beard, Grizzly Adams looking beard. Grizzly Adams did have a beard. And it's almost as if he looks like he was expecting the three of you, because there are 3 shots lined up at the bar. And he looks at the three of you and says, "Yeah, everybody needs a drink after coming from there. Name's Willie. Pleased to meet you." And we're going to take a quick break. We will be back momentarily right after these messages. And by that, right now, because this break is for us and not for you. So we will be back in about 30 seconds. And we are back with our very spoopy one-shot of Escape from Vault 666, where after investigating the creepy cultist church, our friends have now entered into the livery saloon, where they've been greeted by local shopkeep Willie. "Hey, folks. I was wondering when you'd stop by to see old Willie." And slides the 3 shots he has poured in front of you to the 3 of you.
Yeah, Yuri's going to take that without question and just say to the rest of the group, I will return very shortly, and leave to go towards Enola May.
He's a man of few words. What about the rest of you, you two? You, anything that old Willie can do for you? It seems it's been a little spell since we've had some adventuring taps like you coming through.
Well, that depends, mister. Have you got anything for sale that we might be able to use in our upcoming trials here?
To the point. He grabs a bottle and pours himself a drink, takes a shot. "Well, I got a good amount of this and that. I mean, we might be off the beaten path, but over the last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of newcomers coming through. My Willie's business has been better than ever since, well, that old vault opened up the hill there. So I got pretty much a little bit of everything from, well, let's just say, a lot of folks ain't coming back. So, well, I got some goods. What might it be that you're after? Old Willie just might have it in the back room." Willie seems like he's flush. He's a very disheveled man, but he's wearing really nice clothes. And it looks like they're just like a little bit too big. So odds are that with the stuff that he's gathered in recent weeks is all from people who may not have left it too long.
Willie, do you
take their stab at the vault?
do you have anything explosive? Stick of dynamite or something that might go boom?
It just so happens I do. There was a gentleman, well, this is actually long ago, probably, when you were probably still a young lad. Well, when I was still a young lad, at least. But he came through trying to crack the vault open. Brought with him about 3 Brahmin teams worth of that nitro stuff. He goes into the back room, comes out with, well, let's just see. Just roll a d6 here.
Roll a little dice here. Play a game.
Roll a little dice. He comes back with 3 sticks, all bundled together with some twine of dynamite. Yeah, I've sold a lot of this to folks like yourselves over the years, trying to take one last shot at it. But yeah, didn't think I'd be selling much of it after it opened in the first place. This is the last of it, and well, it's yours, mister. I'll let her part for, say, 10 caps apiece.
Yeah, right. Let me grab 2 of these from you then.
he obliges you with 2 sticks of dynamite. They are a thrown weapon with the blast profile characteristic, so they'll hit other shit in the same basically zone as this. So it's a multi-attack,
Nice.
and they do 5 points of kaboom boom damage.
Yeah, I will
No
delicately
special
wrap
effects on the
those-
damage, though.
Okay, I'll delicately wrap those up and put them in my backpack. And see if
Yeah,
I can
they
get some...
look old AF.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can get some just like water to fill up any water bottles and whatnot. Don't know what we're going to encounter in there. Also see if he has any more shelf-stable food, anything like that.
Sure, yeah. He's got some a small supply of some, we'll say, Instamash.
Okay.
As I roll some die. Yep. He's got that he'll part with. And oh yeah, he's got 2 of them in fact.
Oh yeah.
So that's not bad.
How much? How much?
Oh, we'll say another. Well, let's see. I don't know how generous you feeling here. I can do it for probably at least 5 apiece.
5. I think I could barter you down to 2 apiece.
We're gonna have to clickety clack some math rocks. Give him a
Math
barter.
rocks.
Math rocks.
Alrighty.
Math rocks.
So
Only on
my-
NBC.
Only on NBC. My target's a 9. I have 1 success.
That's difficulty 1. Yep. So you're gonna bring it down to yeah. Well, all right. It's you got me. Yeah. Did already say there hadn't been much traffic through lately. Yeah, that's fine. All right. I'll let it go. I'll let it go for 2 apiece.
All right, I'll take out 4 caps for that. Slide him across the table. Thank him for the shot. Chug it, and then go see what Yuri's up to.
Johnny, any goods that you want to try to procure from Mr. Willie?
Yeah. Hey, Mister, what do you got for weapons in sort of close hand-to-hand situations? I'm talking like a long knife, like a machete or something like that.
I got this big old hacking blade here. He comes out of the back room with a large machete in a leather sheath. It is 25 caps, and it does 3 damage. It's melee weapon, and it's piercing 1.
Hey, Mister, would you be willing to let it go for 20 caps?
I'd be liable to talk about it. Why don't you give me a roll of a barter plus charisma check?
Oh, here we go. Barter. A target number is a 9, so that's not
That ain't not
terrible.
bad.
That ain't
Don't
not
forget
bad.
you've got some action points, plus you also have all kinds of luck generated in your world.
Yeah,
All luck points from the campaign are regenerated.
Let me use a spoopy point, and I'll
Spoopy
add another
point.
dice to my pool of dice.
Mine pool.
Oh, would you believe it? They all failed. All 3 of them. I got a 10, a 12, and a 15 on a target number of 9.
That's not great. Yeah,
That's
no,
not
sorry. This is about all I got, but I'll let it go for you. But that's about all I got there.
No, I'll take it, Mister. Thank you.
As Grant walks out of the saloon, he sees Yuri, who's in Enola May's many packs. What's going on there, Yuri?
Yeah, so I want you to imagine, like, Ash opening up the trunk of his Cadillac. Like, my bags unfurl, and there's, like, my old, very large Bible from my church back in Duluth. There is a canteen that I almost never use. It's of a metal. You think it's probably from, as well, the church. There's like a censer that I took, like, you know, one of the sensors.
It's like a fucking exorcism kit or what?
No, it's just shit that I took from my church. And
Okay.
yeah. So like all of the old relics that I kind of took that Yuri has never taken out. and like doesn't really flaunt. But yeah, I start picking up. I say, "Oh, hello, Grant." As you see me like tying with a leather belt the Bible to my waist, and taking the censer out of the pack, as well as my silver sort of canteen. And I walk over to the trough where Nola May is kind of sitting in front of, and I go to dip it in, but then I'm like, and I like lift it up into the rain and let it fill up, as you hear me muttering to myself as I'm holding the silver canteen. Yeah, exactly.
So you're making some holy
rain.
water, is what I'm hearing.
I'm standing in the rain, kind of crossing myself and muttering to myself as my canteen fills up. And then I just, oh, of course, I almost forgot. And I go back and grab like a handful of like incense and like a bag of salt and put it in my bag. And just say like, I know that this might sound like the ravings of a madman, or at least an old fool, Grant, but what I felt in that church, it was not natural, and it is not something that I have ever felt in this world. I am not normally so dogmatic, but I believe I must take some of the trappings of my faith into that dark vault.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That place made every hair on my body stand on end.
I treat Yuri the same way that I would treat a combat veteran who's going through and setting his kit up, you know, sliding bullets into, except in this case he's not sliding bullets into a bandolier or whatever, he's like sliding holy water vials into his holy water bandolier or whatever. So I'm
blessing some weapons, yeah.
Yeah. Making some holy water is like the same as, like, I don't know, polishing a hand grenade before putting it on your belt.
Sure.
So I'll just observe, and I'll squat down and give Duke a little, make him sit and give him a little ear scratch.
Yeah, I don't think it takes me long to get all squared away, but then I'll kind of laugh to myself and look back at Grant and go, of course, this is all superstition. I will obviously still be bringing, and then he kind of like just holds up Sherlock Holmes. I'll say, this is
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I'll say, I have been feeling strangely recently that this world might not be as it seems. I pray that I am wrong. Perhaps we should collect Johnny and get to our grim task.
Yeah, let's get on with it. I'll go grab him. Meet you back here.
At that, I'm gonna squirrel Enola away in like the stable or wherever. Back at Black Mounts?
Hall Manor.
Blackhall. I'll squirrel her away safely and just say, if I don't come back, darling, know that I truly did love you very much. And give her like a quick hug, and then go back to the.
As you move up the streets through these muddy, caked, old westerny town streets, you meet up with your 3 compatriots, including Duke, in the center of town. Duke, still with the scent of the black riding cape, is looking up, champing at the bit, as they say, kind of like scampering up the hill. But he looks trepidatious. He's giving you the signal that there's something going on up there, and with the scent of the young missing girl from the Cape, he wants to go and find her, but he still seems hesitant about it. It's one spoopy asphalt.
There, boy.
Lightning.
All right. Let's go together.
I look over at Johnny. I look over at Yuri.
It's been a pleasure knowing you, lads.
Let's go get him.
May we find nothing at all.
And Rifleman will start walking towards the door of Vault 666 with Duke at his right side.
As you make your way up the hill and up towards the vault door, you see it as you see it on your maps. Now it is slid open to the left-hand side. And as you approach, the rain and the lightning picks up. And as you make your way inside the chiseled stone meshed with metal interior of this vault gate, you see inside that it is almost completely black, save for 2 bulbs in the roof, which are sort of flickering on and off. The main entryway is mostly empty, save for what appear to be decorations from a pre-war holiday, almost rarely seen or celebrated these days. There's a witch and a ghost, looks to be like a vampire sort of thing, like all kinds of old decorations strung about. Yuri, you recognize these from your time in the before times, living in America.
Yes,
before the
of
bombs
course.
fell.
Oh,
The other
Yuri will
two,
kind of chuckle to
you've
himself.
seen these.
Yuri will kind of chuckle to himself and just think, perhaps I've been foolish and let my mind get ahead of me. This is a holiday called Halloween, Johnny. Did you celebrate it in your vault?
I never heard of Halloween. This is people do this for fun on purpose.
Yes, we liked to spook ourselves once a year on October 30th. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's continue our investigation.
There are banners that adorn the walls, Happy Halloween, and there are signs promoting a costume contest, Best Halloween Costume 2079. It appears that the residents in here sort of took to Halloween and kept it alive throughout their time down below. Other than these odd decorations, which are long, sort of rotting and falling apart, there's an old computer terminal on a desk nearby, and just one door leading down further in through the vault. There's a random cropping of detritus on the ground. It looks like it's fairly bare bones in here. There's papers and things like that about, but not much in the way of containers or anything of the like. It's pretty sparse, minus save the computer and a couple sort of desks.
Is the computer on?
It is.
Yeah, I'm going to make my way over
green
there.
light flickering from across the room.
I'm going to head over there and investigate it. Check it out. What's up?
I'll go watch.
Yeah, as you make your way across the threshold and in through this large sort of entryway atrium, the door behind you suddenly moves, slides back with a speed that is really stunning for all of you, especially Johnny. You've seen a vault door open and close more than once in your lifetime.
Not like
and
this.
This moves
Not like this.
at a speed which really takes you back. And as this thing slams shut with a hiss and a squeak of rusted metal as it closes in upon itself, you get the feeling that you are not alone. As from the corners and the shadows of this room, 3 hooded figures in these black cloaks, which you saw all too familiar in the church, appear almost out of nowhere, and each of them draws a blade not unlike the ones you found there. As from the doorway Another man in a purple cloak, the same as the ones you see in front of you, stands with a young girl and one hand on her shoulder. As you hear both out loud and in your heads, yeah, roll initiative.
Creepy robed people.
These cultists move towards you out of nowhere at a speed unlike what you've ever seen, wearing black cloaks and a black gas mask, all carrying a ritualistic blade. What are your initiative numbers as they move within medium range of you?
17, please.
13, baby.
11.
Lucky number 13.
11. With 17, 13, and 11, it's going to be Rifleman who's up first. There are 4 figures around you. This was going to be a theater of the mind battle, FYI.
Right.
There are 4 figures around you directly ahead of you. A behooded man in a purple cloak and another man in a black cloak also ahead of you. And then one on either side to the far left and right. The ones in the black cloak are coming towards you with a knife, and you see that the purple man has drawn a pistol.
And it's the purple man that has his hand on the kid's shoulder?
Correct.
All right.
Hey, guy with terrible fashion sense. Suck on this.
And I'm going to aim. So he's gonna get a rifle barrel aimed at his face, and I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 action points, or should I say spoopy points?
Spoopy
You're gonna
snacks.
spend a bunch of spoopy points. Wow.
Booby snacks.
Called shot to his face. It does not. It does
Rifleman is not fucking around.
I don't fuck around with that. I don't lose. I don't lose any difficulty by aiming. My target is small guns 5, agility 9. That's 14. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can re-roll the 17 because I'm min-maxed. I have 5 successes.
You're min-maxed. You have 5 successes.
5 successes.
As you level your gun barrel and fire at this individual who looks not unlike I do right now, but with purple adornment and gas mask, you fire at this thing, and his hand outstretched with a pistol suddenly shifts and moves to a hand fully up straight, and as he shoots, you know you hit him. I can't see. I'm playing with this thing on at the same time. There we go. Your shot, which you know would have hit at any point in time, for some reason has no impact as he fires back at you. A shot to your center mass coming your way for 2 damage.
Ooh, 1 damage. I do have physical reduction.
Well, 1 is piercing.
I don't have any damage reduction then, so I take 2 points of damage, I think.
2 points of damage. It comes. The shot comes screaming in and nicks you in sort of your leather, dustery road armor, and it's a flesh wound, but it smarted. It didn't feel good.
The tip of that just got me.
Is that all you got?
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, we might have a problem.
The 3 cultists move within close range with their weapony weps. As Johnny, actually, sorry, Johnny, what was your initiative? Sorry,
11.
11.
Nick,
Okay,
you're-
yeah. They
you're
take one
13.
step closer and get within striking distance of the two of you, as it is now Johnny, your turn.
If I'm using a melee weapon, what am I checking? What stats am I looking at?
That is a great question. That is going to be strength and melee weapons. He said, almost knowing he knew what he was talking about.
Oof.
Let me triple check.
That's gonna be a big oof from this guy.
What'd you get?
Okay. So I have a target number of 5, but I would
Oh, that's not great.
if I want to take a swing at one of these goofs that's kind of within machete range, I'm assuming now at
Yep.
this point.
Can you replace one of your stats with luck?
Oh yeah,
You can.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna. Thank you.
No,
Yuri.
that's okay.
That's great.
Don't forget that
yeah,
one. That's a good one.
I'm gonna spend a luck point and replace my strength with luck. So my target
Okay.
number is 11. So I mean, much better, but anyways. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
do
spend a
that.
spoopy point. Do we have spoopy points
Okay.
to spend?
Yes, you would give me 1 spoopy point.
Oh, in that case, then in my daring nature, I get to re-roll one of these dice potentially if
Aha!
because I bought an extra dice that gave you a spoopy point.
Spoopy point.
Okay, so
There we
I got
go.
3
Okay.
dice and my target number is an 11.
There we go. All of a sudden, Raj is a melee fucking bruiser. Let's see this go.
How many successes am I looking for here?
Just one.
All right,
One old-fashioned
let's
success.
do it. Let's see here. That's 2 successes, a 6 and an 8, and a 15.
Okay. Good. Then you hit this thing. Roll damage. Was it 5 for the machete?
I think you said 3 damage.
3 damage.
We could go with 5 though.
We could go with
We
5.
could go with 5, but if I said 3, we'll stick with 3.
Yeah, let's stick with 3. Okay, so we got a 1, a 4, and a 5. So what do we do?
Oh dang! So that's going to be one damage, but it does go clean through. You connect with this thing in the. Oh, you give him a good old chop upside the head, but the speed at which he moves towards you sort of caught you off guard. So you just kind of give him a whack with the butt end of this thing and don't give him the full business. But you do 1 point of damage, and it does go through. Doesn't appear that they are armored in any way. It then goes up to our man Yuri.
Sure thing. Okay, so just so I got this straight, spooky leader with the purple robe still has his hand on the girl,
Yep.
and now we're surrounded by cultists on all sides.
3 creepy cultists on all sides.
How
3
close
creepy
are they to one
cultists.
another?
How close are they to one another?
Yeah.
The room's probably about 15 feet by 15 feet wide, so they're within a human person's full span length away from
Okay.
each other. I don't know,
So
couple
talk
couple
to
of,
me
couple of meters,
about-
but they're as close to you as they are to each other.
No worries. So talk to me about, because I got this new gun, my Sherlock Ohms. It has
Sherlock
burst
Ohms.
damage.
So it does burst damage. It's a close quarters weapon. So
It is.
these guys are right in your grill. So you can, it can fire off and hit both. It can hit 2 targets basically.
Yeah. Okay. Then these guys moving up on me.
If you trigger the special effect, yeah.
Those guys moving up on me real fast really freaked me out. So
Yep.
I'm gonna take a hip shot at one of these guys, and that would be an energy weapons. So that's perception plus energy weapon, and my target number is then a 9. And I'm just gonna say, looks like I'm putting Sherlock Ohms on the case. And then, oh baby, that's a 9 and a 2. That's a double success.
Oh snap! Okay. So go ahead and roll damage and spend any ammo if you'd like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I could spend 1 ammo on this per turn. Oh no, it has a fire rate of
what's the fire
3.
rate? Oh,
Has a fire
dang.
rate of 3.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna spend 2 ammo. So that brings it up to 5 combat damage dice that I'm rolling.
Okay.
I'm going to take
Jesus.
those out of my ammo right now. Okay. And
Oh wow.
okay, yeah,
weapon. Okay, hold. Yeah. Okay. Just tell me what happens.
that's 2 explosions, an atomic bomb, and 2 X's.
Nice work.
Okay. So you do 3 damage, and so how blast works is when you make an attack with a blast weapon, you do not target a single opponent. Instead, you target a single zone and make the appropriate skill test. If you succeed, every creature in that zone suffers the weapon's damage. If you fail, then the misplaced attack is less effective and will only roll half damage. So I think technically, this would have targeted all of y'all in the area. Basically, your gun can cast fireball. But
Fireball.
I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast
yeah,
fireball.
exactly. So I didn't know that when I let you go ahead and do that. So I'm not gonna be the worst DM ever and be like, okay, well now you have to shoot everybody. Like you weren't trying to do that. You were trying to hit the bad guys, right?
Yeah.
It was a bad guy
Okay.
zone.
So and you had 2 successes.
2 successes.
Okay.
I did 3 damage
Then we'll give
with
it
an
to you.
atomic bomb.
Okay, you quick draw McGraw, this motherfucker, and you deal out some quick like quick in the dead. Like if there's an equivalent of like, you know, quick drawing it and like smacking the hammer down from the hip. That's what you do.
Fanning the hammer on my laser
Yeah,
weapon.
on your Institute laser rifle, and you do in fact 3 damage to each of these nerds.
Nerds.
It is back to the top of the order. Grant.
Do I have any idea why my perfect called face shot didn't do anything? Am I just utterly perplexed right now? Like, am I just like?
Give a an endurance plus spoopy roll.
I will happily do an endurance plus spoopy. So 1 success and 1 fail.
Okay. Is it like a fail, like a critical fail?
It's an X, baby.
Oh, it's a
give it to ya.
complication.
X
Gonna give it to you. You since you fired that shot, you've had your rifle just pointed up still. Like you are dumbfounded currently. Like you know in your heart of hearts, like that was a kill shot. That was a kill shot. Like you know. You've done that enough times that you know what the result should be. And looking, you can't see the face beyond this hood, but you do see sort of just the lower features of someone. You can see them smile.
Okay.
A crooked smile as you take 2 spoopy damage.
I take 2 spoopy damage.
You take 2 spoopy damage. And you lose, as a complication, you're going to lose your minor action this round as you hear this in the back of your mind, and it takes you a second to shake yourself out and realize that you are still in a fight, and whatever just happened. You have a major action. What do you do?
Don't like that. I say nice trick, and I'm gonna try to shoot him one more time to see if that was a one-off thing he could do.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do
Give
any
it-
spoopy
give it a roll.
points. It's
No
just a
spoops.
normal shot. So 1 success.
Great
Uno
success.
successo. You take a shot, and for a moment you take another dead aim, and as you go to pull the trigger, you suddenly feel, not of your own volition, the want to aim a little bit lower, but you pull the trigger, and again you think you should have connected, but something doesn't feel right.
Okay.
You could spend poopy points. I knew
Poopy
that was gonna happen.
points.
Poopy points. You could spend poopy points to do another major action. It would put you in the hole by 1, but
No, I'm not gonna do that.
It is an option.
Guys, we got a big problem.
And I'm gonna take a step back. If I can.
You are you
So we're
you would have to
surrounded, right?
spend some spoopy points to.
You don't have a
to
minor
do that.
action,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, I just say we're in some trouble, and that's it for Rifleman.
Okay. The man in purple looks at all of you and. Oh wow. Okay. You all hear again this. And everybody test endurance.
Test your might.
Test your might.
I know that one.
Did you say everyone's
Endurance
spoopy and
plus
endurance?
Yes.
Oh no, that's not good. My target number is a 7.
Dost thou succeed?
1 success.
Difficulty
I
1.
got 1 success. I got 1 success.
I also got
Okay.
1 success.
Good. Okay.
Great.
This is definitely spoopy.
You all take 1 point of spoopy damage.
Oh my god.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh, consarn it.
I'm like almost bloodied.
Everybody go ahead and do that one more time as you again hear this whisper, but much louder this time.
All right, fuck this guy all the way. That's what I'm saying.
2 successes.
That is also 2 successes from me.
Okay.
That is 1 success.
Uno success. Okay. Very good. Johnny, you're going to take 1 point of spoopy damage. Grant and Yuri, you take no points of spoopy damage.
Okay.
Boop armor.
Spoop armor. It is now the cultists' turns. The black-robed ones, we're going to attack as a group. Oh, snap! They attack at you with a flurry that it seems they're of one mind, and they sort of move, sort of swiping these daggers at the lot of you, almost from all around you. And each of you is going to take 2 points of physical damage.
I do have 1 armor. Can I reduce that by 1?
Oh yeah, if whatever you have as far as damage resistance will apply to this 2 damage.
I will.
If I have a defense of 2, I forget what that does.
Oh, if your defense is 2, that means it takes 2 successes to hit you.
Oh, delightful.
And which in this case would not succeed.
So did I just take spoopy damage?
You just dodged. No, you took no damage.
You dodged
in
the
fact.
9.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
And there was like a solid 6 attacks coming at you. So like somehow, Grant, you were able to succeeding on your spoopy damage roll gave you a bit of an edge, spoopy wise, as they made a spoopy attack.
My damage resistance is 2, so does that absorb their attack?
That would absorb their attack. So you take no. Don't forget those DRs, buddies. Don't forget those DRs. So Yuri, you took a point of damage.
I did take a point of
in-
damage.
In that, Grant, they missed you, and Johnny,
And
you were able to.
Johnny
to
just
deflect.
tanked it.
Johnny just tanked it. Speaking of which, it rolls up to Johnny.
Oh,
There is
hooray.
3 cultists all around you. The one in front of you is looking less good than the rest. He's a little bit more wounded, but they're all looking pretty bad at this point after the laser blast attack.
I'm gonna pull out my shotgun, I think, and take a shot at the one that's not looking so good. I want to see if I can make him look a little not so good or.
Okay, I like it. It's a difficulty 1 to hit. So yeah, give me 2d20. What is it? Agility, small guns. Is that small guns?
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's see what
small
we
guns
can-
is edgy.
So my target number is a 10. So
Nice.
I'm gonna gonna take aim at this goof. You know, I'm gonna take a knee and really just kind of cinch it in there, so I can
Sure.
re-roll a dice if need be. But let's see what we get here.
Yep.
Well, that was one success, and then the other one was a 16. So I'm gonna re-roll that one
Okay.
with my
Yep.
aim,
As is
Shoot
your
him
route.
right in
You
the
do
peanuts.
connect.
and that was a 15. So I mean, I still got one success.
Nice. Roll that shotgun damage.
That's 6 damage dice.
6.
For the
Holy
shotgun.
smokes, that thing thumps.
Also, as an aside, if I connected with Justin right now on Omegle, I would be terrified. Hi, friend.
All right, so I rolled a 1 or 2 1s, a 2, 2 4s, and a 5. I'm gonna tally that up here.
Sounds like a
Whoa.
billion to me.
2, 3.
You did a lot of damage. If you did a 5,
4.
you did special damage. So you do 4 damage. What are the shotgun's keywords again? We haven't used this weapon much.
Oh, I don't.
If it has any.
I don't have them written down here.
Holy. It says holy.
And we're vamping, and we're
And we're
vamping.
vamping, and we're vampires, and we're vampires.
And we're vampires.
I'm just
I
a
have
Hey,
vampires here.
Hey, Johnny. Who did Dracula take to his prom?
Who was that?
His ghoul friend. But his
Uh,
mummy
I love it.
wasn't very happy with him.
I love it when you do those.
So it has the spread keyword, which you've
Spread.
triggered with that thing.
Trigger
which
the
I
spread
don't
there,
know.
Raj.
For each effect rolled, your attack inflicts 1 additional hit on the target. So
Nice.
each additional hit inflicts half the total damage. So if you did 4 damage, then you also did another 2 damage. You like cut this guy pretty much in half with shotgun going both barrels, pow, pow, and he drops down. Kaput. Which brings us to Herr Yuri. What's your move, bud?
He heard Grant say we have a big problem over here. And I've felt this guy reach out with his mind a couple times. Obviously, he got me with spook damage. So I'm going to say, Grant, Johnny, maybe you should deal with the ones of this world. And I'm going to grab my Bible off my belt and open it and kind of open my mind back at him, trying to tap into that wavelength that he's got going on.
Okay.
And I'm going
Sure.
to try to use my spoopy characteristic here, my spooky trait, and I'm going to
Jedi
say,
mind trick his ass.
yeah, I'm going to say back at him. Exodus 22:18 states, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live," and blast
Yeah,
him.
sure. Why don't you give me a endurance plus spoopy test? It's going to be a difficulty 3.
Okay, well then I'm going to give you a spoopy snack.
Okay. Well, you can, you have a spoopy snack to spend.
Oh, I'm going to spend a spoopy snack then. I'm not going to give you a spoopy snack, but I'm going to spend that spoopy snack. You say it's endurance plus?
Yes. You're
plus-
conjuring the physical will to engage
Now, are
the
you
mental.
sure it's not going to be intelligence there?
I'm positive.
Are you sure it's not going to be intelligence, lad?
Because all
Okay.
y'all have pretty garbo endurance.
Fine.
Yep.
My
we
target number is 11. That's a 5, a 4, and a 13.
Okay.
So,
Two
take my
that's-
fucking Jedi Mind
that's a-
Blast.
That's a 2 success. You reach out and you feel you reach out with your mind and you feel yourself connect, and you feel a push back, and you hear this whisper again. You can tell that that was unexpected.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm a priest, motherfucker.
Yeah, he did not see that coming, and you just missed. Back to the top of the order, Grant's turn.
All right, I'm gonna change my focus off of the chief spookter over there, and aim at one of the lower ranked guys, or I gather they're lower ranked. I'm gonna
There's
go
a
ahead.
left and a right.
Okay, I'll do the
They
right
both look
one.
about the same.
Okay, I'm gonna aim. I'm gonna call a shot to the face, and I'm gonna buy 3 spoopy points.
Oh my,
Wow.
that's a lot of spoopy points. So
Grant is
yeah, 'cause
frustrated that he missed.
it's at this
You know what?
range,
Yuri's frustrated that Grant missed.
Yeah.
We're all a
Oh,
little
yeah.
frustrated.
At this range, with calling the shot and all that, it would normally be a 3, but because of your various perks and whatnot, I believe it's a difficulty 2 test. So yeah, to spend that many die to buy an extra 2 spoopies would give me 3 extra spoopies. You
That's
currently have
fine.
no spoopies.
That's
Okay.
fine. Because I have
a lot of spoopy points.
3 successes, and I get to reroll one of them,
Okay.
which is gonna let me. I have 4 successes to a face shot.
Okay. So that's gonna hit. Let's roll damage.
And my damage is just a 7 combat die, so don't worry
No
about
big
it.
deal.
It's 4 damage and a piercing 1.
Oof.
Yeah, okay.
To the
As
face.
these things get ready to do their sort of shadow moving, sort of crisscross dancing blades again, you just sort of bring the butt of your gun down quickly and just let one shot off, which just catches one of these things as they're about to sort of what looks like teleport away again, right underneath the jaw, and there's some big old splatter above as it drops down in front of you. And there's only one of them left, except for the
Nice.
man in purple who, seeing this shot go off, levels that revolver again, Grant, and fires at you, spending
This guy's a
a
jerk.
bunch of action points.
Uh-oh.
Who keeps
And
giving the
hitting it-
overseer action points? Come on.
Hitting a couple of times.
Keep in
spending
mind
back
I've got a
what you
defense
gave
of
on
2.
you. It is in mind.
Okay.
The specter drops in front of you, and a shot rings out in retort, and it again strikes you in the torso, but again glances off, saving yourself that damage. It is now back to Johnny.
So Grant hit one of those black robed individuals.
There is only
blew his
one
face
robed
off.
individual left.
There's only one left. All right. Well, Johnny's gonna take that shotgun and point it at that other one and take another shot. Gun.
Hit me. Shot.
Take another shot.
Gun. This one
Done.
appears. This one
Done.
appears to be moving quite fast as it prepares to do its dance of blades one more time. It's actually going to be a difficulty deuce test to actually hit it.
Difficulty deuce. Maybe I'll buy one spoopy point from the
One
benevolent
spoopy point.
overseer. And I'm
Spoopy
gonna roll
point
3 dice, and
engaged.
here we go. And away we go.
Is he benevolent though?
Is he though? Okay, that's 2 successes and a 17.
Okay, no, that's good. That's a clean hit. Roll damage.
Oh, buddy.
Nice.
Here we go.
That's a
That
clean
shotgun
hit.
bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
really
bucks.
bucks. What do we got for damage? 1,
Roll that damage. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All that
Okay, so
beautiful bean footage.
7 damage, and 2 of them are a 5 and a 6. So
Okay, okay,
trigger.
So yeah, you hip shot.
Okay.
You hip shot. Give this thing both barrels. And it just again goes like flying back against the wall. And as it strikes the wall, you suddenly realize the man in the center of this doorway grabs the young girl by the waist and runs down the hallway, firing off one last shot.
What a total dick, man. Fuck this guy.
and misses. The shot goes wide as he starts making off down the hallway, and you hear from around the corner the voice of a young girl scream as it starts fading away down the halls. What do you do?
We don't know how many are in here. It could be a trap. Overseer, can Yuri make a test to try to figure out not exactly what the fuck has been happening with the whole Jedi mind tricking, but like I want to look inside myself and see if there's like any way to like, because I reached out right with my mind. I got back on his level. I want to figure
something.
out. I want to try to figure out like if there's a way to close that door. Oh, and then I'm going to look at the gold coin that was given to me. And that's when I felt the first pang of like this sort of third eye opening. Maybe not close it, but control it better. I want to do some self-introspection.
Okay. Yeah, you pick up the coin, and yeah, I'll say give me an intelligence plus spoopy roll.
Fucking finally. God
Yeah, I'll
damn.
give this one to you. You're thinking outside the box with the spoop.
Thinking outside the bun. All right. That's a target number of 15, baby boy. And I get to re-roll one because I have my lab coat on and it's intelligence.
Boy.
Okay.
Baby boy.
Baby boy. Baby boy.
Roll it.
That's
Target 15.
That's 2 successes. That's a 13.
Yeah, baby boy.
Very, very well done. Yeah, you look at this thing and it dawns on you that you never really sort of acknowledged it before. You took it kind of without even thinking, and looking at it now, it looks, you don't know what you think you thought it looked like before, but it looks different now. It looks to you like almost like you're realizing that you're kind of looking through it as you're looking at it. It almost doesn't make sense that you have it. You almost don't even remember taking it. You feel like it makes you feel when you take that just a fraction of that spoopy damage.
I'm going to wedge it into the Bible at the passage that I had open and close it. Does that affect it at all? The feeling?
You feel a little less spoopy.
I'll say to you guys, I'm like, I think it does something to do with these coins that we were given.
I think there's a kid getting dragged down a hallway that we should probably try to follow, but that's probably also what they want us to do.
He's keeping her alive for a reason. He's kept her alive for this long. He will use her as bait, I imagine.
Yeah, she's probably fine. I think what we should do here is blow the entrance and just leave.
And to leave the child locked in a cave of unimaginable horrors for all eternity.
I mean, if we look at the pros and cons here, the pro are that it seals Vault 666 completely off, so they can't bother anyone ever again. That's a win in my book.
I mean, yes, I love where your head's at, man. But like, let's hold that for maybe the last resort, and on our way out, we will absolutely do that. I'm gonna go ahead and look at that computer that I wanted to look at for.
Yeah, you should do that.
Compooper? Yeah, you take a wander stroll over to the computer. Grant, you're eyeing up the exit which slams shut behind you.
Yeah, I'm like, Grant is increasingly unhappy with a circumstance where someone can magically stop his bullets. So he's a little scared.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to work around that for you, but I'm not getting very far.
Yep.
You take a look into the computer. It's easy enough to sort of hack into, and the first few dozen entries are all fairly mundane. You know, you got your basic daily vault activities. You know, residents doing their thing and going about different shifts and chores duties while they're locked inside after the bombs fell. There's one
How'd they feel?
entry which
Not great.
didn't feel good. not great. You're able to do some poking around and see some overseer's logs and get a little bit deeper into the machine. And as the entries continue, they become more and more unlegible and a little bit more rambling, both probably the passage of time and a little bit of unsettling madness. The garbled words start to eventually read over and over and over, Radella, 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 which you know to be the name of the young girl. Before things go fully off the rails, you do see a bit of data that looks to be in the middle of this sort of gibberish writing, that after all these years, it's finally time. There are a few of us left. The door is ready, and it must be opened. And then the nonsense continues.
Yeah, you can see, like, as you're sifting through this, like, his eyes are kind of getting wider and wider. And when I get to that point, I go, I do not like this at all. Boys, I do not know what they've been fucking around with down here, but they've opened the door. And we must close it. Johnny, keep that light high and bright. We're going to...
Yes, sir, Mr. Yuri. It's just like frantically turning the brightness up, and it's already at its maximum brightness.
We're going to have to delve
10.
deeper into the belly of this vault.
Well, it seems there's someone down there that could use our help, so let's go get her.
It's okay, Dookie boy. We've been through worse. Just remember Granby.
And as the three of you walk through the door, you again into the next room, you hear again another shriekish call from far down beyond. And it is there we will take another break, as we need to once again take a quick break. Thank you for sticking with us in this extra long Halloween one-shot episode. We will return with the conclusion. Hello, and welcome back to the third act of Escape from Vault 666, where our Fistful of Neutrons crew, who have now been trapped inside Vault 666, must solve its riddles and horrors and escape in their attempt to rescue the young girl Radella Blackhall at the request of her father. You saw some spoopy stuff in a spoopy church and got some goods from Willie at the livery saloon, and now you stand at the precipice of the catacombs and deep dark corridors of Vault 666. What do you do?
I'm going to say to Grant, your shots were not landing. There is something happening here which is outside of normal.
Yeah, I noticed that. No, my favorite. It did work well enough with some of them. Their faces did not like receiving high velocity lead.
As you're having this conversation about the general spoopiness of the vault, you're making your way down this corridor, which seems to be winding on and on and on. And at first, it takes you a while to notice, but it feels like now you're taking a dizzying number of turns left and right and down, and sometimes it feels like you're headed almost straight up. Yeah, as you're making your way down through this bewildering number of turns. It's hard to tell how long it takes. It just feels like it just keeps going and going and going.
I'm going to take the coin out of the Bible and just say, I would be almost tempted to say that we should get rid of these. They seem to open a door inside of us that he can use psychically to damage us. However, I was able to reach back during that last battle and attempt to hit him back. I think these can work two ways. I think they might be the only way to defeat whatever vile creature is down there.
I offer any gold I have to Yuri.
Johnny
Yeah.
will hand his gold over to Yuri as well, so we can consolidate our attack here.
Oh,
No, very
okay.
interesting. Yuri, having all the three of these in your hands, and sort of just sort of concentrating and even just thinking about this sort of extra dimensional whatever has been happening the last few hours. You could make a difficulty 0 test, which we don't do too often, but you could just do it. You can either succeed all by itself and you will gain some information, or you can do a 2d20 roll and see if you learn more. Or there is, of course, a risk that you might complicate. But
I'm gonna
you
roll
make it up,
them.
and it'll be intelligence plus spoopy.
Oh well, yeah. Fuck, that's a 15.
Oh, sorry,
So I'm gonna-
sorry. It would be intelligence plus spoopy.
Intelligence plus spoopy. That's a 15, and I can re-roll 1 dice if I need. So I'm actually going to go
Okay.
ahead and do that. I'm going to like sort of very briefly pause in the hallway and just focus down on these coins in my hand. And remember, like, they were after the daughter, but it was the father who gave us these coins. So like that's itching in the back of my mind too, of like, what the hell is actually going on here? So
Okay.
oh,
So
that's
yeah,
a
you need
double
difficulty
success.
0.
Yeah, that's a double success, baby. I had a 15, and that's an 8 and a 9. Baby
Okay,
boy.
Baby boy. You
Baby
generate
boy.
2 action points into your pool, which currently had none. So good job. Yuri, sort of holding these coins and thinking, sort of just trying to narrow your thoughts on the coins and on sort of everything that's been happening. The act of doing so, you suddenly realize that you haven't been able to focus since really at all since you've come into this town. Like everything's not really made much sense.
Oh, we're
since
getting
you've gotten here. This
We're
is
smarter
like the
than
first
this.
time. This is the first time you actually can sort of think and realize and narrow your thoughts, and you come to quickly sort of grasp that you are not in a long hallway, but this is actually a fairly small room, about 6 feet to 6 feet. And you suddenly all realize that you are not at all where you thought you were. You were in a smaller room, and you do see that all around this room, though, are your footprints moving around and around and across and zigzagging all around this room.
Oh,
Our minds
there is
are
only-
being clouded. We are being entirely misled.
On the other side of this room, a door not unlike a Vault Tech one you've seen many times before.
Are those dead guys still around?
You see that this door, it has a closed door directly in front of you, and back the way you came. You've moved maybe 3 feet from.
Are they
the
wearing
doorway
the gas
entranceway.
masks?
They are wearing.
oh!
I'm popping on one of those gas masks.
These gas masks.
I'm popping on one of those. I'm going to make a medicine and intelligence check to see if I've been fucking drugged. If I've been drugged, air drugged.
You throw on this gas mask. Sure enough, you're able to come to your senses a little bit. You don't want to shrug off completely the spoopiness that you've been feeling, but you definitely putting this thing on, you feel a little bit better than you did before.
I'm gonna say to my compatriots, gentlemen, put on the gas masks.
I guess I shouldn't have shot this guy right in the face I suppose.
And I
It's
pick
pretty
up.
goopy when you put it on,
Yeah, goopy. One way to put it.
but it is intact.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I think we're getting somewhere now.
Okay.
You spoop up your masks a bit, and head your way through to the next room. As the door slides open, as many vault doors, Johnny, you have slid open in your past do, you see that there is not much again in this next room, but there is a distinct odor that hits you, and that's
Even through the mask?
Even through the mask.
Okay.
Ew.
You're hit with the smell of corpses. And you see in this room are, aside from two metal poles about 18 feet apart from each other, standing straight up in the middle of the room, there are, as my cat creepily walks into the door, there are 24 different bodies in this room, all in varying states of decay. Some of them rather old, just skeletons, barely more. And others that look more fresh, we'll say. Even with these gas masks on, it's hard not to be taken back a little bit by just the sheer number of people in this room, once alive, who definitely are not. And beyond that, you do sense, you smell something else. It's faint, but it's like the smell of ozone and burning almost. The door ahead of you is sealed, and there's usually running lights on these vault doors, which appear to be out. And there are wires sort of running from it into the floor of this room. What do you do?
So it's dark. We
It's
just have
dark.
realized we've been drugged, maybe.
Drugged
We've got
dish.
masks
Drugged
on
light.
now. There's wires going into the ground by this door we've come up against.
Correct. A bunch of dead bodies and two metal rods sticking out of the ground.
I'm smelling ozone.
Yes, there's like a burning sort of acrid sort of smell almost.
Like as if
Hard to place.
Like when electricity, like unshielded electricity runs through air.
That'd be pretty, spot on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yuri is going to say, no one touched this door. Is, I believe, electrified, as is perhaps much of this room.
Yuri, do you have the ability to see? Do you have any tools that can say whether these wires are live? Or Johnny, do you just want to lick one of them and you're a lucky guy?
I don't know if I'd walk away from that.
Perhaps not. I did not bring anything with me, but... And then I look down to the piles of corpses and whatnot and say, perhaps there's someone here we could use.
Can we also see what these corpses died of? Can we do a closer investigation of their cause of death?
Why don't you go ahead and do that? Yeah, you start taking a closer look at these bodies, and as mentioned, some of them appear old. Some are much more recent. The older ones, some of them appear to be in vault suits, in varying states of decay. Others are in these robes and the vault suits. And then there are ones, as mentioned, that are more of a pre-war type. The previous two vault-dwelling lookalikes are basically just bones at this stage of the game, but the bodies that are more recently deceased, you're able to give them a little bit of a search see. And in fact, why don't we do some rolling on some searching tables? Who wants to go and give these bodies a little perception plus survival check?
Sure thing, will do.
I'm real good at both of those things.
I'll assist someone.
Johnny's not good at this, so I'll leave it up to you two.
Johnny, hands in your pockets or clapping. Either is fine, but I don't want you touching anything.
I assist, but I don't reach my own target number, so...
That is an 18, which doesn't work, but also then a critical success.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, open with that next time. That's good. Yeah, buried the lead there a little bit. Yeah, crit success is going to do it. We'll have each of y'all go ahead and give me a roll. You get to choose a roll on a junk table, and each of you will be able to keep said item or do with the item what you wish. But a chems, a ranged weapon, and a melee weapon roll upon these bodies. Who wants to do what roll? It'll be you roll 2 d20s, and whatever you get, you get.
Go for it, Johnny and Yuri.
You know what? I'm good on weaponry, so I'll roll for fucking chems. Let's do this.
Okay. The priest is going to take some drugs. Let's go ahead and roll 2 d20s and add them together. What do you get?
That's a critical success and a 14.
Not the most useful thing for you, but you are going to pull up some rad X.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna toss that over to Johnny. This is for you, Smoothskin.
Someone choose the melee and someone choose a ranged weapon and take a roll.
I'll do the range. That's a d20.
2 d20.
2 d20. I'm rolling for ranged. An 18 and a 5.
18 and a 5 together is a 23. So you have gotten yourself a pipe revolver.
Ooh.
And then yes, give me a roll for melee.
I rolled a 14 and a 3, so 17.
17. Johnny, you find just basically the handle of a broken off pool cue. There's one other thing you find with that critical success there, Yuri. All of the bodies of the more recent ones that are in this vault, you are about to sort of give up when you see one of them in its hand is clutching a gold coin.
Oh.
And upon further investigation of all of the recently deceased bodies, you find each of them has one of these identical coins that you also have currently 3 of in your possession.
I'm starting to think it might be not a very good idea to be carrying these around with us anymore. Am I feeling any better after like breathing clean air for a while? Is my head feeling a little bit clearer?
You're feeling a little you're feeling more focused for sure. You're able to sort of focus on the task at hand. You feel a little less, generally unwell, but there's you still can't shake the feeling that something's extra spoopy. You're feeling about much better, but not. Yeah.
I'm going to actually say this in character. Have either of you read Hounds of the Baskerville? And then I'm going to pull out Sherlock Holmes and look at it and say, it was a horror story written about people who were drugged and felt that they were demon hounds on the moors in Scotland, I believe, or England, perhaps. I have a feeling that we are being fucked with entirely down here.
Well, there's definitely a lot going on down here that's fucky, that's for sure. I think that our boy Willie has sent a few people in here, and or Durwald,
to loot them, I imagine, after they've hit any of these booby traps. Yes, that makes sense. That you send out a distress call and people come, or they come for the vault, the promises of the treasures of the vault itself, and are summarily killed and looted. Johnny, what do you think over there?
I think what you boys are saying makes sense. I think maybe we ought to step out of here and go have words with Mister over there.
You still have that dynamite, right?
Grant holds
Or
up
Grant.
2 sticks.
Perhaps you could spare one on this door.
Grant thinks that we should try to rescue the girl and then get out of here, as opposed to get out of here.
Oh no, I didn't mean on the vault door. I meant on the other door, the electrified door.
Oh yeah.
If you spare one stick on the electrified door,
Yep. I can do that for sure.
I suggest that we maybe take refuge in the other room while Grant does his explosive work.
Yeah.
That's fine by me.
Sure.
Enough pussyfooting
you wanna-
around with this fucking mystic magic shit. Let's fucking kill this guy and get the hell out of here.
You want to try to blow the door in front of you? Okay, puzzle be damned. Let's throw some dynamite at it. Okay,
You want the dynamite? You gave him the option for the dynamite.
I know. I'm saying I'm not saying not to. I'm saying I'm applauding this decision. I mean, I won't say you'll have to like throw it at the door or anything. I mean, it's a door on the other side of the room, and you're in it. Because as you go to exit the room, you know what normally the a motion activated vault door would open remains fully closed.
Tight. Did you light that already?
I'm trying to figure out where to put it, but yeah, I am trying to light this thing.
If you want to try to blow the door, I will let you try to blow up the door.
I will. So I roll 1 extra d20. I have a crit success, a failure, and a fumble.
Okay,
Yikers.
interesting. So the door goes off without a hitch. I'll give you that for the success. Because you crit
Yeah.
success, yeah.
I did have 1 crit
success.
Yep.
The door goes down. Crit fail. Roll some damage. You're gonna get roll. What is it? What did I say? It was 5 damage die. So
Yeah,
so
5.
go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll those and subtract your damage resistance size.
Oh Christ.
Oh, great.
Goodbye.
We're all taking that damage.
So 4 damage plus 2 nukes.
Okay, it's just 4 damage. So 4 damage just for blowing up the door in the room that you're in. Dynamite damage. That's a very specific subclass in the book. But subtract your general armor values.
Okay. So I just took 3
Johnny,
damage.
I think you'll take 2. Yeah.
2 damage.
I took 3.
I'm
Big
looking
old explosion
bad.
damage.
I'm looking bad.
Poor Johnny. Yeah, I'm into the single digits on my HP now.
There you
Yeah,
go.
for sure.
For sure.
Tight.
As the door goes down and like fucking buckles and shoots off into the next room ahead of you, the ripping of the door out of its joints, you see that these 2 metal pillars, the rods I should say, in the middle of the room, quickly just arc, one just zap together as the door comes off the hinges. And the door ahead of you is open, but you all took a bit of concussive damage from that explosion, and a lot of the bodies around here have been, pretty well tossed around in a not great way since that. So it's a pretty gory task making your way through the remains of this room into the next. Inside said room, it opens up, and you see that there are again a wall directly ahead of you with one door ahead of it, but with 2 on one on either side as well. Again, very devoid of anything in particular, aside from these doors. The only thing striking about this room is that it is very dark. No overhead lights really at all. It's only Johnny's Pip-Boy that's able to light this up. As you sort of carefully suss out the room, you see that the two doors on either side are nondescript, and the one directly ahead of you is the same, save for a switch, an old-timey, Frankenstein, I call it, switch, the square one.
Yeah.
That connects.
The big
two-pronged-
lever.
Two-pronged on a hinge.
It's alive.
Yeah. Straight up. There's one of those. And then the vault door itself has two very small slots in it that you all recognize fairly well as like a key card sort of insertion.
Okay.
You need the red key. Are there like electrical wires running to all the doors, kind of like how the previous door was set up, or what does it look like?
You can take a look, Johnny. Looking at this lever switch, you see that the power. There's sort of three main sort of conduits that do in fact go to each door. Following these cables, you see that there's the ones on the left and the right read. One reads dormitory, the other reads galley, and the one directly ahead of you has no sort of plaque on it at all.
Am I able to like ascertain whether or not this thing appears to be like in the on position versus the off? Is it obvious?
The off position.
Is in the off position. Interesting. Hey fellas, do you think we should try messing around with that switch over there? I don't know if I want to touch with my bare hands though.
Maybe we throw one of these bodies on the switch, let the gravity do the work.
Good by me.
Dark. I like it.
This is grim, but it's necessary.
Yeah, I won't make you roll for body throwing.
I'll just say Weekend at Bernie's one of these poor vault dwellers onto the switch.
Yeah, you
make yourself useful.
You do just that as sure enough, there is a shock to this corpse that gets zapped as you throw it against the switch. But yeah, it does what you sought out.
Don't give us bodies if you don't want us to use the bodies. Don't give us bodies.
All right, fine. I'm just saying. The switch is flipped, and as it flips, you notice a caged light above this door. One of those kind of spinning dealies, It's like cylindrical with the cage around it. As soon as as you flip it, the body flips the switch. As soon as Weekend at Bernie's flips the switch, this light kicks on, and a purple spinning light begins above this door directly in front of you. As that kicks to life, the two doors on either side also open, and again, you're hit with a waft and a wave of decomposition and disgustingness. As the doors slowly slide open, you see, not unlike the flashing, spinning light overhead, you see a multitude of colors flashing from inside these doorways, and the rays and the beams come off either side, but you slowly see then shadows moving within this colored swirling rainbow, coming in green and red and yellow and blue, these four swirling colors and these shambling shapes, as about 12 different ghouls from either side shuffle into the room.
Okay, cool.
Neat.
Around their necks are these glowing lights, appear to be flashing in and out of sync with one another. And as they raise their eyes to you, they start moving slowly forward. What do?
Hostile targets.
What
do
were
you
the
do?
colors again?
Red, yellow, blue, and green, all flashing around their neck. They're each wearing a necklace, and they're in this vault dweller / robed cultist garb, but each with a chain around their neck, and it's
the purple light door open, or did that? It's just the other two doors, the galley.
It is closed.
I am not sure, gentlemen. They're shambling, not rushing, right? They're not like
They are William Shamblers over there.
Is there any?
Is there anything else in this room that we missed?
You've got a door that had a switch and 2 slots on it, and you had with a purple light, and you've got a bunch of ghouls coming at you with glowing shit around their necks.
I mean, I think the ghouls should be dispatched, and then we should take the glowing shit off their necks. Grant.
Okay, yeah, sure. Fucking open up then.
Already,
You're-
initiative time.
Hit it! So you'll be fighting them as a group, so they won't take in sort of individual because there's like a whole whack of them. So they just have a certain number of hit points, and so you don't have to aim at I'm gonna shoot the 8th ghoul now. Just
Ghoul
I want to
D.
shoot
Sure.
ghouls.
Ghoul D, if you would step up to the front, please. Ghoul D.
I'm gonna shoot the first one in the face. I have 1 success, crit success, and a success, and it's a tag skill.
Okay, so just go ahead. You're gonna generate a whole bunch of action points. Roll some damage.
It gets 4 points of damage and 4 nuke symbols, so that's a whole bunch of piercing 1.
You killed more than one meta with all that damage that you did there, Grant. So you let off a couple of shots and take some down as they're now right on top of all of you. And it is Johnny's turn.
I'm gonna shoot at the horde with my shotgun.
Nice. It's going to be a difficulty 2 shooting McShoot because they are right up on top of you.
Target number is a 10.
We have 4 spoopy snacks that you can spend.
5 spoopy snacks.
I'll buy one. I'll buy a dice. Sure, I'll spend a spoopy snack. I got 2 successes
Okay, you hit
and a
roll
19
damage.
and a 19. So I don't know if that's a complication.
But you bought our dice, didn't you?
Okay.
And you have daring
You do-
nature, don't you?
But no, it's only if I buy dice and it gives an AP to the overseer.
You have to give me one too, which you did not. Yes.
But I can spend a luck point to re-roll that. Is 19 a complication?
Yeah, it's a complication.
Gonna re-roll
Roll
that
your
one.
damage though.
Now we got 3 successes.
Very well done. Roll your damage. You're one lucky dude.
Here we go. Go, Johnny.
Go,
Johnny,
Johnny, go.
Clackety clack clack clackety clack. Okay, so nothing. I got 3 damage, and all of them are damage effects.
Okay. So you do a total of 5 damage then with your spread feature on your shotgun. You take a couple more of these things down and slow a couple of them down as well as it goes to Yuri's turn.
Yuri.
Yeah. Yuri, he's going to level Sherlock Holmes at the horde. It has the close quarters tagged skill.
It does.
So I don't believe I take any.
No penalty for shooting at
no
close,
penalty.
close range.
And it's inaccurate, so I'm just gonna let her fucking rip, bud.
Cool. Now, are you gonna try to do your crazy burst thing to do more damage? Because I'm gonna make you have to shoot your friends if you do that at this stage.
I don't. wanna
Don't shoot
my
your friends.
I don't want to shoot my friends, so I'm just gonna go ahead and roll 2 dice. My target window being perception plus energy weapons, and that's a 9. So a miss and a crit success.
Okay, so yeah, that's a success. You hit roll damage. If you want to spend any ammo, now's the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend. You know what? This horde is big. It has a fire rate of 3, so I'm gonna actually
Crank
spend 3 ammo, and I'm gonna be rolling 6 combat dice on them.
Yeah,
Because fuck these guys.
Beauty.
Okay, that is
Run some
3
dice.
nuclear explosions, 1 X, and 3 regular explosions.
Okay. Oh, that's a really good hit.
I want you to imagine me pointing it like at the feet, and as it's recoiling, like I'm not a very strong man, so it's like up.
It's this thing's just going. This thing's just going off. You're still not used to using this weapon, and it just like starts like bucking off. You cut a whole whack of them down this away though. There's only a few left, but they are now right on top of you, and it is Grant, your turn. What do you do?
I'm just gonna turn my attention to the next head and start and pop ahead. I'm gonna do an aim, and I'm gonna not spend any points. I'm gonna fire.
Okay,
I
it's gonna
have
be difficulty 2 because they're up close and poisonal.
1 success and 1 not success, but because I aimed, I'll re-roll. That's
Good
2
call.
successes.
There you go. You hit. Roll damage.
I do so much damage. 2 damage plus 5 nukes, so 7 damage piercing. 1.
Holy smokes! Yeah. You go gung fu on this thing and like fucking just smash. You just Ash the Evil Dead your way through the last couple of these things, and they all lie in front of you, a more or less gory mess. They have these blinking lights all mishmashing around them, coming from their necks. What do you do?
What color lights were they again? Sorry, it was red, blue, yellow,
blue, yellow, green.
And the light is purple, right?
Correct.
This is just a shot in the dark. Yuri's just going to grab a blue and a red and stick them together. I want to make purple.
You stick them together. What you do is you grab these what looked to be just light bulbs, or actually this light is flashing from their electronic key cards that are hanging off of their necks.
Yeah, okay.
And they have a small diode in like where we have our debit card chips that is giving off these flashings. And when you stick a red and a blue together, just like, sure enough, through the small glass window of these diodes, the light that they start blinking in unison is purple.
No fucking shit. That is bananas. I literally just pulled that straight out of my ass.
What do you do? You now have
card. I play Doom.
You have the purple key card.
You have the purple key card. You take your 2 key cards up to the door with the purple light, and you have solved my colored light puzzle. You see that these two cards fit inside the slot of the door, and as you slide them in, it slides up. You see something you've never seen before and are likely never to see again. As you rush into the room, you see that this room is quite unlike the others. Where the rest of the vault is, metal walls and composite materials and whatnot, this is an antechamber. Johnny, you know from your time in a vault that this is normally where there's like an atrium where there's the vault members meet, and it's a bit common room of sorts. But this is a cavern. This is stone. Most of it's stalactites and stalagmites around the walls, but what aren't are smooth, polished brick and stone. And this room feels ancient, like something that Johnny, you would have seen in old holotapes, or Yuri, you would have read about in, old pre-war books about Egypt and the pyramids. In the center of what appears to be this constructed or man-made part of the antechamber is a large altar and these smooth flat bricks which seem to come almost out of the stone themselves. And atop this altar, not laying down but standing, is Bradella Blackhall. There are torches all around, giving off again this eerie purple light. And just beyond Radella, as steps from one of these shadows, not unlike the spoopy robed vault dwellers in the entranceway do, coming almost out of nowhere, the purple hooded man appears. You've made further the most. You hear from nowhere and everywhere all at once. The hood removes, and you see the figure of Durwald Blackhall himself.
Dun,
Stands
dun,
beyond the altar.
dun.
What?
When the door first opened, I heard the call. You have answered it. He reaches out and he puts a hand on his daughter's shoulder as she steps off the altar and looks at the three of you. This odd voice inside your own head.
I'm so happy.
No.
As suddenly, Radella Blackhall transforms in a grotesque twist of bones and maneuvers into
Cthulhu.
the affectation you see in front of you now. As this creature forms in front of you, you see this altar itself is made of grotesque, twisted stonework and bone, and atop it is a scorched tome, not unlike the remnants of you saw in the church back down in Innsmouth. Mm-hmm. As this monstrous creature rises above you, you again hear a voice say, and test endurance and spoopy as combat begins.
Not endurance
no.
and spoopy.
It's not great, but it's not.
One success.
That's 2 successes. 11 and a
2
2.
successes, very good.
Target is a 7, and that's 2 failures, a 15 and a 16.
Yuri, you're going to take no spoopy damage, whereas the rest of you, you're each going to take 1. You have an eldritch god standing in front of you. What do you do, Rifleman?
Cool. All right, I'm gonna light and chuck this dynamite, cause
Good call.
fuck this octopus head.
It's going to be a difficulty 1. It's hard not to hit it.
Okay, I would like to buy. I'm gonna buy a D20. Now this
Sounds
is
good.
the
You can afford it.
explosives roll, correct? Explosives plus perception. So only 1 success.
Okay. Roll your 5 points of explosion damage.
Explosion. Boom, boom, boom. We have 3 damage plus a nuke.
Okay. This thing goes off, and whilst it doesn't seem like you've damaged it, being the size of this thing, it is taken wildly off guard by your explosionary throwing tactics. And you hit this thing and you give it a big old kabloomy bloom. It doesn't like that. You threw it and it blew up sort of up near its face, and it kind of shrugs and lets out this grimacing cry that not the psychic shit you've been hearing, but an actual scream, but it's deep and guttural, but it still sounds like that. It still hits you with the high-pitched nails on a chalkboard sort of feeling. You don't like hearing what you just heard.
Okay.
And it is now this thing's turn as it sort of shakes itself off, and it's going to spend some points to make some rolls. And
This is where we party
does
away
just
because
that.
we've never actually fought evil incarnate itself. I think the last thing that we fought was
Interesting.
just a super mutant. So it's
Yeah.
nice knowing y'all.
Goodbye.
You all are going to have to make endurance plus spoopy tests.
God damn it.
But this thing got a critical fail too. So the complication is going to be that it's shaken by the dynamite as it goes off, and giving it a pretty bad time. It let out the psychic wave right as the thing went off, but it's going to effectively miss its opportunity to go shaking off this explosion stun next time around. So everybody make an endurance plus spoopy test.
Way ahead of you, bud. 1 success.
1 success.
Okay.
1 success.
You take you each take 2 points of spoopy damage.
Oh my
I'm
god,
looking
I am very
bad.
hurt. I'm super
Yep.
not great.
I'm holding my guts in over here.
Yeah, this thing is looking at you as it's trying to sort of shake off the scorch marks and the burns, and you are now staring down this monster, Johnny. What do you do? The altar stands before you, and the monster stands in betwixt you and it.
Do we have any spoopy points that I can spend?
You've got 3 spoopy points. This is just gonna be a difficulty 1 shot to hit the thing.
All right. Well, I'm gonna buy one anyways, so I can roll. I'm gonna roll 3 dice.
Okay.
And here we go.
Hit
Target
it.
number is a 10.
It's pretty good.
That is 2 successes.
Okay, that hits. You're gonna generate a point. But roll your 6 points of damage.
Oh, buddy. Okay, this is gonna be good. 5 damage, and 2 of them have damage effect.
Okay, so you're going to do 8 damage to this thing, which is pretty darn good. Yeah, it didn't like that. Parts of it sort of go sloughing off. It's still, there's still a lot of it left though, and it looks like whatever you've done to it, it's going to take a lot more than that to bring it down if you want to keep chipping away at this thing. But you take a big sort of like nasty chunk out of it, and again it sort of lets off this scream that chills your bones. Yuri, what do you want to do?
Yuri's gonna say a little prayer to himself, and then just like look at this beast and say, "Get behind me, Satan!" And he's gonna make a break for the altar, where the scorched book is.
Okay, Yuri makes a play up the field and to the altar.
The altar?
And the altar. You see this thing towering above you, shaking off its kaboom boom stick, and you see this book in front of you, scorched, and it's gross. It is burnt, but it is still intact enough that you can see that it is bound in some ungodly material. Lord only knows what it is, but it's
Human
stitched
Is it
and
people?
woven and really fucking Necronomicon vibes coming off this bitch.
The Vault Techronomicon.
The Vault Techronomicon. Oh my god, that is what it's fucking
huge.
called.
Vault
Yeah, that's the name of that
Techronomicon.
book that's on the altar, and
The
it
Vault
looks
Techronomicon. Oh man.
it's disgusting, and it's this patchwork. Yeah, sure, blue and yellow, nasty fucking human skin book.
Yeah, I hate
You
it.
can see, yeah, hate
Thanks,
it
I
big
hate
time.
Hate it. Thanks, hate
You're
it.
welcome. And you can see that it is not pristine. It looks as if something or someone tried to tear this thing up, and it's not in great shape.
Oh yeah. So Yuri with his major action, or his minor action, is going to draw one of the cultist's blade and the holy water out of his bag. Yeah, I'm going to just say a prayer and just say like, light guide my hand, and pop the top of the holy water off and pour it on the blade. And then with my major action, I'm going to stab the fuck out of this book and try to just destroy it. Not in one, like, we're not going like, yes, it comes down in one, but then I'm fucking going ham, just trying to destroy this thing.
You gotta
Paper
stab her 3
shredder.
times?
Okay, you want to just start just really
You're prison
stabbing out
shivving
at
this book?
thing.
Oh, this
gotta
is
kill
not
the
like
book.
a super cool. It started off super cool, like, oh, I'm gonna close the gate, and then it's like, oh, actually, no, fuck this book entirely.
You can attack this thing as a melee attack, but you can swap out your melee skill for your spoopy skill. Dealer's choice.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go strength plus spoop, so that's a target number of 10. How many spoopy snacks do I have?
You have 4 spoopy snacks in the spoopy snack vault.
This book needs to die. I will leave
Okay.
one emergency spoopy snack left. But oh yeah, baby, that's a 2 4s and a 16, so that's 3 successes.
Baby boy.
You're rolling 10 damage against this book as you stab it repeatedly with this magically imbued dagger.
It's so many damages.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 nuclear explosions, 2, 4, 6 regular damage, and 2 X's.
You've done a good job. You come down with your first blow through as this monster steps towards you, and with one hand about to come down on the 2 of you, Johnny and Rifleman, and another hand reaching out to grab you, Yuri. It suddenly recoils with, again, letting off that eerie shriek, and again goes to move forward as you slash again upon it with your just wild abandon at this point. And with every stroke on the book, you see both the monster and the man in purple, Durwald, the both of them recoiling in the exact same manner as you hit the book. They're linked in one and in unison, and as you tear this thing page from page, you see these disfigured pictures of rituals and this writing that you recognize from the wall, and all of these pages again just getting torn about of the Vault Techronomicon. And bit by bit, as the book is beginning to get shredded, the monster shrinks and recoils, gets smaller and smaller as the pages get bigger and bigger, and as it slowly starts to transform itself back into a young girl, you hear again in your mind, and all of y'all take one last endurance plus spoopy roll.
Uh-oh. Endurance plus spoopers.
I'm buying an action point.
Do it.
2 successes.
Spooper troopers.
That's double failure on your boy.
Double fails.
Ooh,
Double fails.
double-
I'm close to the
everybody
evil
double
nexus
fails.
of this and just not
Yeah.
fucking...
Not bad. As with your last strike, you hear this whisper, Yuri, and the 2 of you, Johnny and Rifleman, load and get ready for another desperate rush at this disgusting beast, which is still huge despite it shrinking in size. Yuri, your last plunge goes deep into the book, and you're all suddenly hit with this eerie purple light from all around you. A wave of heat and pressure like you've never felt is all around you, and with a dizzying, nauseating wave, you feel this rush of spoopy energy all about you. As it fades, it's hard to tell at first exactly where you are and what's happening, and it feels like you're falling. Bit by bit, the sensation slows, and the falling backwards suddenly feels like moving forwards. And as this light fades from your eyes, you slowly begin to see blue. The hue shifts to seeing yourselves walking up a dirt road with a sign pointing off to the left, which reads Innsmouth, as a crack of thunder goes across the sky. You can see from where you are now the small, sleepy town, a few buildings with one light on in a saloon and another in a homestead. And as the rain continues to fall, you come up to a fork in the road. What do you do?
Do we remember the events that have happened?
Roll endurance plus spooky.
Oh,
Actually, we'll make it intelligence plus spooky because you're not fighting spooky damage.
Well, that's not much better for Johnny because he's dumb.
1 success.
That's a 15 for me.
2 failures, and one of them was a 20 crit fail.
Okay.
Johnny doesn't know.
He doesn't know
what
shit.
he is.
Yeah.
Johnny,
Sorry.
you feel, seeing this town down below, you feel and see these lights, and they feel warm and inviting for you.
Aw.
As you look down upon the town, you can't help but feel nervous. And for just a moment, you feel the color purple.
Have we been here before?
It sure feels familiar.
I got a good feeling about this place.
I think we should head in there, see if we can't get any supplies. Maybe you can find some work. Let's go.
Yeah. I see a church down there. Let's see if they need any help.
And as you make your way down the road, one purple candle burns in the church window. And that's the end of our spooky Halloween special. Thank you all so much for
Spoopy.
watching, and thank you all for playing along. I hope I was able to craft somewhat of a spindling adventure
One
for
could
you
say
all.
you love-crafted it.
I crafted it with love for all of you. Thanks again for watching. Thank you for tuning in with us on this spooky of days. Yeah, Halloween is a lot of fun. We all enjoy it, and we hope you enjoyed our Halloween one-shot. Again, if you like what we do, we play Fallout 2 D20 live every other Thursday here on this YouTube channel and also on Twitch. It's a much smaller presence on Twitch, so and how and on YouTube is where you want to find us the most. But please take some time to check us out on Instagram. We've got a Discord server, some Reddit stuff on the go. We're trying to help build this community and trying to be a part of it in any way we can, and tell some spoopy stories for you and some fun westerny adventures as well. So you all solved or didn't solve my demonic Groundhog Day puzzle, and we'll see you all next time, players. Thank you so much for playing.
Thanks, everybody. That was so fun.
Leave your spooky comments in the comments below.
Please do, and make sure you follow us on all the places you can follow. And if you want to support us, then go check us out on Patreon. But until next time, stay spooky. Thank you so much for watching, Wastelanders, and if you liked this video, then please subscribe to WGNR on YouTube and consider heading over to my Patreon and Streamlabs pages. On Patreon, you can get exclusive rewards, including video shoutouts, access to polls, which will help guide future WGNR content, and you can even become immortalized as a named character in a future WGNR video. If monthly donations aren't in your budget, then Streamlabs might be the way for you. There you you can get some cool WGNR merchandise and make a one-time donation to help keep the channel alive. Your donations mean that I can make more content more often and continue to expand the type of programming that you get to watch on WGNR. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, WGNR will be back.